Hey, so this video is going to be about how to use a protractor. Thought I'd make this for you in case you need to refer to something when you're going to measure angles. All right. First of all, we have a protractor that looks like this. Most protractors typically look like this. Half circles, straight edge on one side, some sort of scale going up around the edge there. Okay. This one happens to have at the bottom in the middle. This one happens to have a little hole. On some protractors, you'll find at the bottom middle, there might be crosshairs, like a little cross or a little plus sign there also. And that is for aligning up the protractor to the angle. When you measure the angle, you don't want to measure it like this, with this hole off away from the, this is called the vertex, away from the vertex of the angle. So, if you're going to measure the angle here, you would get your protractor, get that hole right there at that point, and line it up to the bottom edge of the angle. So you see this little line here, I'm calling it the aligning line. Okay? So anyway, those are kind of the basics of a protractor. I'll show you more in just a few moments. For now, though, you need to know a couple things about angles. So angles are acute or obtuse. Acute sounds small, right? So some angles are acute. They are less than 90. Then we have obtuse. Those are the big angles. Okay, and you need to know this in order to properly use the protractor. So that has to be a consideration. Doesn't matter which way the angle faces, but size, acute or obtuse, does make a difference. Okay? One other thing you're going to need to consider also is, does the angle open left or right? So if we have this angle here, you would say that angle opens to the... Very good, you said left. And then if the angle opens this way, you would say it opens to the... Nice, you said right. You get it. Good job. How about this angle? This angle opens... Good, you said left. And then how about this one? How does this angle open? Good, you said left again. I didn't trick you. All right. And then if we have this angle here, it's an obtuse angle. We could say it opens to the right. Okay, because it's opening like that. All right, so those are considerations for measuring angles using a protractor. I thought we'd just go through a few together. And then if you need to, if I'm going too fast, you can replay it on slow speed, or you can watch it 9 more times if you want, okay? All right, here we go. So I'm going to measure this angle. This is what? It's very good. Acute, and it opens to the... Very nice. I'm going to get my protractor. I'm going to zoom in for just a bit. Now, the protractor must be aligned to this bottom ray. So to do that, I'm going to put the circle at the vertex and rotate it down so it's aligned. And that looks to be pretty good. Okay? Now, the thing about the protractor is it measures angles that are opening left or right, and it measures angles that are acute and obtuse. So it's measuring a lot. That's why we have the scale up here. Okay? So I've aligned my protractor. This angle opens to the right. This is an acute angle. And we're going to start down here. Take your eyes. You're going to start at 0. And as it opens, the degrees get larger. These are degrees up here. These over here are millimeters. These are degrees. So we're going to start here with our eyes. And we're scrolling. We start at 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. We're going with the small numbers because, again, it's an acute angle. And as you see, it stops at 50, 55. Okay? So, since this is an acute angle, we use the acute number. And the acute scale is here, smaller than 90. So this is 55 degrees. Okay? There you have it. We'll try another one now. Now, we have an acute angle, and it's opening to the... Very good. You said left. So we're going to get our protractor. We're going to line it up like that. Like that right there. And from here, we should get a good measurement. This line is aligned, and the hole or the crosshairs is right there at the vertex of the angles. So our measurement will be accurate. And you have to use your brain when you use a protractor. Okay? So let's measure it. Then I want to point out one other thing. So it opens this way. We're going to take our mind or our eyes and our brain. We're going to start here at 0. And if you can think about it, as the angle's opening, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So this is at 30, 35, and you can look across, or you can use the scale right here. Let's see, oops, I moved it. There. So we've got right about 30, 35, maybe over 1. I'm going to go with 36 degrees. Now, an ideal thing to do is to never work with these short rays, but to always extend them. Okay? If you extend it as far as possible through the protractor, you should never have a problem measuring it. And I got 36 degrees. Okay? If your protractor is like this, you're obviously going to get the wrong measurement. And if it's not even aligned carefully, I mean, obviously like that, if you'll see, this line is not lined up to that. So you're not going to get an accurate measurement. Okay? All right, so there's a couple acute angles. We'll move on to, we'll skip that one. We'll move on to an obtuse angle. Now, this is an obtuse angle. It's greater than 90 degrees. We're going to measure it using the protractor. You get your protractor, you're going to put the hole, the crosshairs right there at the vertex, and you're going to align it. You got to be pretty accurate. You got to be pretty sturdy also and stable. Now, it's aligned and it is ready to measure. Hopefully when I move my hands it doesn't move. That's pretty good. Now, since this is obtuse, it opens this way. It opens to the right. So you're going to take your eyes with the scale. You're going to start at 0. You're going to go all the way over. And you're going to look at the obtuse number. Obtuse number is 155 degrees. That's the obtuse measurement for the obtuse angle. We would not use the scale out here because obviously this is obtuse. Okay, so we have a 155 degree obtuse angle. Now for the last one, we'll measure this together. It's an obtuse angle, opens from the left. So we're going to take a protractor and we're going to align it with the angle so we can get a proper measurement. Here we go here. That's pretty good. I don't like this protractor so much because the hole seems a little off. Seems like it should be up a little bit, but oh well, maybe it's me. All right, so the angle opens this way. It's obtuse. So you can take your eyes, you're going to start at 0, and with your eyes, you're going to scroll over here and go, oh, I'm going to go to the obtuse number, but I can't really read it. So for you to get a proper measurement, you need to make sure that these sides of the angle, the rays, if you need to, extend it, draw it longer. If you need to be accurate, guessing is not good enough. So you have to extend it. All right, now it seems pretty well aligned. Luckily, I extended it now, and I can see the scale. It seems to be at, it's obtuse, so we'll use the obtuse number, 110, 115, 16, 17, 18, right about 118, right in between. We can call it 118 degrees. Or if you want, you go 118.5. All right, so we have a 118, now it's 19, degree angle on this obtuse angle that opens to the left, okay? So if you continue with this process, you shouldn't have any trouble measuring angles using a protractor, okay? You're going to take the protractor, align it, use your brain, think about it. Does it open left or right? And then use the scale on the protractor to measure accurately. Okay? Well, thank you for your time. That is how to use a protractor with Mr. Wheatley. Thank you.